My name is Stephanie Suzanne Seaborn. I am Canadian. I'm an animal lover. I'm an athlete. And I am learning who I am every day. When I was a little girl, from what I've been told, I was a very submissive and passive individual. Anything with any kind of competition, I completely shied away from. From the beginning of time, I've been a very tall individual, and not that I really noticed it when I was younger, but my dad would always tell me that I had an athletic ability, just a natural athletic ability, and of course he wanted me to try out for every sports team possible, especially with having 4 sisters and no brothers. And I will never forget my experience of my first basketball tryout in the 6th grade. I remember entering the gym, and you know when you're so nervous that your hands are cold? That was how I was feeling, and I was nervous, and I just flat out did not want to be there. I remember getting home and just crying and saying, I didn't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I really don't want to be here. And I'll never forget my first game, and I went completely in the wrong direction. And you know when you're just so embarrassed about something, you just feel a rush of hot shame? That was that. And after that experience, I was done with basketball. I was pretty much done with anything competitive, really. And I kind of took a break from it all, and I kind of, gained more confidence in myself and started to understand what my talents were and what my natural abilities were, and I was okay with that. And with my height and with this said natural ability, I decided to give basketball another shot. And, I kind of, like I said, started to rely on what I had naturally. And I was okay with it. And I learned that, exerting yourself was a good thing. And by letting those natural abilities work for you was a good thing. And I think what I learned most from that was that you can be competitive, but you can also be a nice person. And that's what I struggled with when I was younger. I didn't like what being competitive made me feel like. It made me feel mean and selfish. But as time went on, I learned there's a time and a place for everything. And as I, continued to play, I felt better about the fact of, hey, when I'm on the basketball court, I can be mean. When I'm off the basketball court, I'm not mean. I'm a nice person. And I realized that I had innate abilities. I was able to dribble well or shoot the ball well and do well with things like that. But I also learned that being a competitive person isn't always an innate ability. It can be very much a learned behavior. And from that point on, I kind of came to understand that not only with things of competitive nature, but anything within, our personalities, we can learn to become things that we need to be. And when I kind of said at the beginning, I'm learning who I am every day, that's very much the truth. I will never stop learning about who I am, because I know from what I've experienced in the past that by learning who I am gives me power. Knowledge of who you are is power. And I believe that with all of my being. And it just makes every day more exciting to be able to go and learn who you are and what you can do with your own personality and what you've been given naturally. And I hope that syncs with everybody, is that know who you are, be your best self, and never stop learning.